Hey, welcome back, traders. Today we're going to be talking about candlestick uh, formations and how to be able to use them in your trading. Now, for me, I've learned on candlesticks, so for me it's pretty easy, interpreting them. When I look at them and I see them, it's pretty easy. I can pretty much look at a chart, look at the candlesticks forming on it, and kind of automatically get a feel as far as where we at as far as the movement is. If it's going to be going up still, if it's going to be looking to make a turn um, in the near future. Now, for other folks, candlesticks are not it. Some people prefer to use, a line. Let me show you here. The line is a little bit easier for them to use, and they like, the way that is. Um, there's other things as well. Not only that, might do the wrinkles. For some folks, this right here is easy. There's a ton of different things you can use. Um, for other folks, you know, these point and figure uh, patterns are easy to use. For me, I like candlesticks. I love point and figures, and I do use the line method from time to time. Other folks use bars. I'm not. That's not really my thing as far as the bars. I have used them, but it's not something that I necessarily prefer. But as I stated earlier, today is about candlesticks. So talk a little bit about candlesticks and how to use them, and how to make them a part of your strategy. Now, let's just let's look at this chart that we have right here, and let's look at the pattern that we got going on right now. So as you can kind of see, this right here, we're still kind of in the up movement over in this section of the chart. As we start making our way towards the right, it looks like it's more going sideways and kind of down movement, right? So what we want to do is we just want to kind of keep our attention because we want to make everything simple. We want to make it extremely simple for especially since we're learning, starting out, right? We want to make it simple for everyone. And let's just look at over here on this side of the chart, since this is going more um, towards an upward direction, right? Make it simple for us. Always make it simple as possible. So let's look. This is a good spot right here. So from this area here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 days of downward movement, and then after that fourth day and the fifth day, we started to see some buying come back in and start to move the currency pair back up. But you know, how would you know this? Just looking at this candlesticks. What are the candlesticks telling us here, right? How do we interpret that? After 4 days, that all of a sudden things gonna start back moving up. Is there really anything to this? Is there really a method or a way to be able to tell that that's going to be possible? And I got to tell you, absolutely it is. So first of all, let's look at the downward movement. Let's look at what happened before it moved down. Okay, so it was 1, 2, 3, then 1 day down, 4 days before it moved down. But if you notice and you look at this, right, right, you got this movement up here, right, and if you notice, right, even though the block is green or the candlestick is green right here, right, you see this long wick right here, right? This right here is where buyers were trying to send this candlestick up higher, send the price up higher, but sellers came in and pushed it back down, right? Then you look over here on the next day, same thing. We have buyers come into the market. All right, looks like it opened up, going up. During the day sometime, sellers try to push it down. Buyers came back in, pushed it up higher than the open, right? But then it came back and it closed, right here. The next candle over, once again, buyers try to sell it, sellers try to sell it, try to bring it down. Buyers came in, pushed the price up, right? Pushed it up. The sellers came back in and brought it down. And then if you notice the next day, right, same thing occurred, but it's getting a little bit smaller. The candlestick formation is getting a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. So that lets me know right there there's some hesitation going on in the market, right? Once again, sellers are trying to bring this thing down, as you can see by this long wick here, right? Buyers are trying to push it up by that top wick there, right? It ended up being down for the day, and then on the next day, once again, buyers came in, try to push it up, sellers try to bring it down, buyers try to bring it all the way up, sellers bring it all the way back down again, and so once again, it's not really that much movement is being made in this, on this currency pair. So that lets me know right there when you start seeing this right here, when the candlestick formations start to shrink, right? When they start to kind of move sideways, we're not really making any significant highs or any significant movements, then it's a little bit what we call indecision, right? Now, most chartists will tell you right here is like a spinning top or something of that nature, one of those little fancy terms. I'm just looking at it and without going through all the fancy terms that they have for these different formations. I mean, those things that you can look up. Plenty of websites on the internet that you can look at to find that information, or plenty of books that you can buy. But just to keep it simple, put it in layman's term, this thing is not getting any traction. All right, so that lets me know right there you need to be wary, right? And I bet you if I look back far enough, it's probably around, probably lines up with some type of resistant zone. But at any rate, look right here. Next day, well, it takes a hard dip, right? Hard sell off, right? And that's a very significant sell off because look how powerful that was. I mean, that's a lot of sellers coming into the market and just really selling off their position into this. And once again, if we look right here and we pay attention to, a couple of days before, we can see whereas it was trying to go up, but sellers kept pushing it down, right? It's been trying to go up, but sellers been constantly pushing it down. And that's why those long wicks, up top is important to pay attention to, because it's letting you know something, that people are trying to get out of this position, right? And if they're trying to get out of this position, it may be, it may mean that you might need to be getting out of this position as well, right? So anyway, after 1, 2, 3, 4 days of sell-offs, right? Then we start to see where there's some buying taking place, right? And once again, we see some buyers come in, they bring it up, right? It pushes it up higher, but then it looks like sellers come in and try to bring it back down, right? And that's why you see that long wick right there, right? The next day, once again, it opens up. Sellers try to bring it down, right? So you see that long wick. But by the end of the day, the buyers are able to push it up and is actually able to close to the high of that day, right? So that's a very good, that's a bullish, pretty bullish indicator that it's able to close up near the high, right? So once again, the next day, same thing. You get some sell off, some people taking profits or whatever, right? But the buyers are in, they pushing it up, right? Buyers in, pushing it up, buyers in, pushing it up. Now, this candlestick right here, very telling candlestick, right? Because even though it closed at a high, look how high it went up that day, right? Look how high it went up. My goodness, man. This right here actually went all the way up to, let's see, 130, and it closed at 129.56. So that let me know that, a lot of buyers had went in, right, and bought and purchased this, but it had a massive sell-off. It didn't close anywhere near the high. So that lets me know right there that, hey, I might be facing some type of resistance. And if I look over here, well, what do you know? It lines up perfectly with a resistance zone right here, right? That's something to be aware of, to let you know that, hey, you might be looking to get out of this position or to short this position, um, depending on what your trading skills are and what your comfort levels are, right? Once again, it goes down 1, 2, 2 days to do a little bit of a pullback, right? And then it goes down again. Now, if you look right here, right, that's a pretty big downturn. See that long wick? Buyers came back in, pushed it back up, but the buyer still wasn't able to close on a positive level. When you look at these candlesticks formations, it's basically buyers and sellers jockeying for position. Trying to determine which way they're gonna pull this currency pair or this investment. Either they're gonna go up with it or they're gonna go down with it, right? Supply and demand at its best, right? Here they try to push it down. The sellers try to push it down farther. Buyers came back in, started buying back into it, but they couldn't push it up, right? So it still closed down for the day. The next day comes in, it goes down again. Sellers are bringing it down. Buyers are trying to push it back up. They can't get it back up. The next day, sellers try to sell it, right? Buyers come in. They are able to push it up. So once again, if I'm looking at this right here, I'm thinking to myself, either A, we're getting some exhaustion and selling, and maybe this could just be a temporary pullback, or B, it could mean that buyers are trying to come back into this market, right? I don't know yet, right? Once again, here goes another formation where it's look like it's pretty much at a standstill, right? The buyers came in, they try to push it up. Sellers came in, they try to push it down. No one really got any too much movement either way. I mean, that was a pretty volatile day right there. And then on the next day, sellers come in and just really sell this thing, right? And it goes all the way out. When buyers come back and push it back up, right? And then the next day, wow, this thing just takes off. Wow, catapults. Look at these two things right here, right? You notice something here? In this candlestick and in this candlestick here, both of these right here, something pretty extreme happened before the market turned, right? And this one right here, where the buyers were in control, right? They pushed it way up that day, right? But then the sellers came in and started taking control and pushed it all the way back down, right? This one right here is that opposite. Sellers are in control. They pushed it way down that day, right? And the buyers came back in and took control, right? The very next day, what happened, right? Buyers pushed this thing way up. Over here, sellers pushed this thing way down. Something to pay attention to, right? When you start seeing these extreme movements in candlestick formations, once again, it's letting you know that you need to be paying attention, being aware, because something is changing potentially in the market, right? Could mean that there's going to be a direction change in the market, right? Something that you need to pay attention to. And once again, if you're trading with your stop losses in place, you're trading with your money management, you're trading with all the other essentials that we've spoken about and given to you over the course of time that help you become a better trader, then when you start seeing these type of formations in the market, then you're going to know that, hey, there's some real opportunity there for me, right? Some potentially real opportunity there for me. Let's look at this one right here real quick. See this right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 days of sell-offs. Fifth day, sellers come in, try to really push this thing down. Buyers come pouring back into the market. They push it up. It even closes positive for today, or for that day. That right there should be like a big red flag letting you know that, hey, something is about to happen in this market right here. I mean, I had 1, 2, 3, 4 days of sell-offs. Fifth day, the sellers try to push it back down. Buyers came pouring back in. They pushed it back up to a positive close. Hey, maybe I need to be in this thing when it opens up on the next day or the next period, because guess what? If you were, you're getting ready to make yourself a ton of money.